All right. It says we're live and it says 4 of you are viewing it. Can you hear me all right? Do I look as good as I normally do? Or should I say, do I look as best as I possibly could? Can somebody tell me if you can hear me or not? Got 9 watching. Can any of the 9 of you just go over there in the side chat? Can hear you. Can you see me, Richie? Yes. You may not be excited about seeing me, but you can see me. All right. Hey, Glenn and Annette are here. Oh, man. I love y'all's channel. I love South Dakota up north, farm life. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And if you saw the title is "'Twas the Night Before Deer Season," and the preacher was all set because today he got his high-speed fiber optic internet. That's right. We are live for the first time ever, coming to you from the war room, the reloading room, preacher's hobby room, deer jerky making room, hot sauce fermenting room. Yeah, all that happens in here. And I've never been able to do it from here because I've always had the worst internet that you could buy. And they have begun a work where they're installing fiber optic internet in our area. And they begun it a couple years ago, but it's just now got into our spot. And then we were slated to get it sometime this year. And based on where we lived, we thought we would have it in the first part of the year. And had COVID not hit, we would have had it before June. But COVID slowed them down because COVID slowed down the company that made the fiber optic high-speed modems, and so they could only get so many modems. So about 2 months ago, they ran a line from the pole. They got the fiber optic to the pole about 4 months ago. And then about 2 months ago, they ran the fiber optic line from the pole to my house. So I literally had fiber optic internet on the side of the garage here. And but we're waiting on modems, and no modems, nothing we can do. So I was literally riding along the river yesterday to put out some deer corn, and I saw a farmer that I knew. I saw his truck, and I pulled out my phone to call him, and he didn't answer. I thought, well, I'll just drive down there to his truck. And I'm in my side-by-side, and I'm going like 35 across the field. I can't hear my phone or none of that. So I put my hand in my pocket thinking, I'll put my hand in my pocket. That way, if he calls me back, I'll be able to hear or feel my phone vibrating, and I'll answer. So I get about halfway across this field. Now, keep in mind, this field's a mile across there. I get about a half a mile, and my phone, I can feel my phone ringing. I'm like, yeah, he's calling me back. So I stopped and pulled it out, and it was a 1-800 number. And I just knew it was somebody that was going to talk to me about my car's warranty insurance. And I started not to even answer it. And I'm like, oh, might as well. So I answered it, and it was the lady from Wave Rural Connect. And she's like, Mr. Smith, I'd like to go over your order. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I mean, yes. And because I mean, my internet, I'm telling you, I was with CenturyLink. My internet was so bad. Just to give you an idea, I've been calling trying to get them to fix it, and they don't want to fix it because they know we're all going to get Wave sooner or later, and they know the lines are bad, and they don't want to run new lines, so they just come out and jiggle the wire. It works for a couple of days, and it goes back out again. But they made me run a test of my speeds, and my internet speed was like, it was either the upload or the download. One of them was 0.2, and the other was 0.3. So both of them combined barely made a half a megabyte, okay? My internet right now is 968 megabytes. So I'm 900 times faster than I was. And so now I can do live from my house. And for the last 6 months, I really couldn't do any of that. So anyways, this lady calls just out of the blue, and she's like, okay, now that we've verified your order, I want to ask a favor of you. And I'm like, okay, a favor of me? Just name it. Just bring me high-speed internet. And I mean, you want to trade guns? I mean, I'm willing to do anything. And the lady goes, we've had a cancellation just last. I said, yes, we'll take it. And she goes, but sir, I said, ma'am, we will take it. I don't care when it is. We'll take off work. Whatever we got to do, we'll take it. And she said, well, it's tomorrow from noon to 5. I said, yes, yes. So if I hadn't stopped to call Jamie across the field and then put my hand on my phone to feel my phone if Jamie called me back, I would have never known this lady called, and I would have never got my high-speed internet today, and we would have had to wait till they got more modems or somebody else canceled or whatever. So anyways, you might call that luck. I say God was working to bring all things together for his glory and my good. So I have high-speed internet now, and it works great. And I can watch your videos. I don't watch satellite TV. I don't have satellite TV. I don't watch antenna TV, anything network, CBS, ABC, NBC, Fox. I don't watch any of those. I watch YouTube. That's what I watch. I watch YouTube, and then I watch that free show, Pluto, and I watch Cops and maybe a hunting show and a lot of UFC and like cage fighting. But mainly I watch YouTube. Well, I can't watch any of that. So I haven't really been able to watch any videos for a while, but I've been extremely busy anyway. So that's kind of what's been going on, and everything's kind of working itself out. And now I've got high-speed internet, so now I can do live from the reloading bench. And yes, I reloaded on the bench last night. I loaded up some 300 blackouts, some 165 grain Remington core locks with 14.5 grains of Alliant 2400. And I got a suppressor this week. And so I went and shot the 300 blackout for the first time with a suppressor. I was not subsonic. I was shooting hot bullets. But groups are okay. It wasn't my go-to load with that is H110 and 125 grain nozzlers. That's what it likes. But I had these laid out. I had the powder out. I had the shells already, the casings already primed. So I threw that together and I shot it. And I shot all the guns today. I shot both 243s, mine and the one my son will hunt with. And I mean, it was a matter, we didn't make any adjustments. It was just a matter of verifying zero. I shot the 357 today, and I had some factory ammo, some 180 grain double tap ammo, some old hard cast, really hot loads. And I worked up, got it sighted in with those. And I'll be honest with you, that 357 with the double tap, it shoots about a pie plate group at 100 yards. So probably a little far for those bullets, but got it together. So anyways, got the guns together. Coleman's going to hunt the stand that I killed the big buck in. I'm going to go down and just kind of freelance on the river. I'm off. I'm on vacation. Vacation started today. Today is my Saturday. And so I took off today, and I'll be off all week. I plan on making a video a day. That was my personal goal. And then I was thinking, all right, I'll have to drive in at night to the office to upload videos because I can't upload anything here. I did like a 54-second video. I think it was called like Spooky Halloween Deer Cam, something or another. It was like 54 seconds. That took 3 hours and 24 minutes to upload in the middle of the day when nobody was on the internet. Nobody was here. 3 hours and like 54 or 24 minutes to do a 54-second video. So I was just planning every night late. I'll drive to the office. I'll upload videos. I'll come home. And anyway, now it won't be a problem. Videos will upload in a matter of a minute or two. So everything's good. Thank you guys for tuning in. Now, if you got a question, you got a comment, you got a smart remark, any of that, just put it in the side chat. Let me catch up. Let me see who all's here. It says we got 18 watching. Well, we got 18 tuning in. They probably ain't watching. All right. Richie's here. Winchester Model 70. Uncle Jim. Glenn and Nettie's here. Jacob McKay, K. Ingram, Appalachian Reloader, Six Shooter Texan, B. Davis. All right, finally got to watch a live stream. Twas the night before the ACC crappie tournament on Lake Fork at my house. Man, Kip Wright, I hope if you're in it, I hope you slay them tomorrow. David Bain is here. Man, good to see him, my old preaching buddy. Rule Wave Rocks. We got ours almost a year ago, and over here near Lee Creek. What a blessing. Yeah, y'all got it first. And y'all were in what they called phase 1. We were in phase 2. And so phase 2 was supposed to be like 2020. And then within phase 2, they kind of had it broke down. And we were one of the first groups. So I was like, man, they'll be right here. But they said they were running like 90 days behind just because of COVID. No excuses now. We want more videos. Hey, I want to do more videos. To be honest with you, I enjoy doing this. I mean, it's not a problem for me to do them. The problem has always been internet connection, and I knew this was coming, so I bought an Apple MacBook Air just so I could be flexible and be off my PC sitting at the bar. I wanted to be able to bring it back here in the reloading room, do lives. I wanted to edit from my own work bench, my own office, my own desk. So all that's working out. Everything's doing good. Check out my buck cartridge. Did you load to use the buck I got with a muzzle loader. So congratulations on high speed. Thank you, Floyd. Robert Moore, thanks for showing up. James Pollard, wear your silk undies. It'd make you lucky. James, I prefer to wear my beaver skin loincloth. And that gives me more skin where I can feel wind currents better. And I tend to hunt barefoot too. That way I can feel the deer walking in the ground. I pick up their vibrations on my feet. I pick up wind currents with my body. And hey, let's face it, when I'm walking around in the woods in nothing but beaver skin loincloth, the other hunters tend to stay well away. Nobody's hunting on the property line when I'm out walking like that. So works good. Engine style. That's right, Uncle Jim. Engine style. Where can I find reloading primers? Well, Eric, I don't know. I had some, but I loaded them all and I don't have any more. I don't have any more primers. I don't have any more powder. Well, I got that one bottle you can see. I don't have any more. I don't have any more bullets. I don't have any more brass. Matter of fact, I've sold all my guns in light of the election. I don't have anything firearm related. So there's that, because I know they're listening. K24 Preacher Live. Yeah, I'm going to try to do this a couple times a month. Uncle Jim said I'll be doing it every day. And hey, I like interacting with you guys. I really do. I like when you can comment and I can read it and respond. I like when you guys follow along. I like it when you recommend videos or something you want to see, because my channel's so different than anybody else. The guys that were putting in the fiber optic today. So like, what's the name of your channel? I was like, Preacher's Day Off. And they were like, I wonder what that's all about. You know, I mean, you could just see their mind like, that's a weird name. And so I was like, yeah, we got like backyard chickens. That's my wife still, really. And we got a garden. We do canning and cooking and hunting and reloading and fishing and just a little bit of everything. So Pony 47, thanks for showing up. Engine nose. Yeah. You know how you can tell those Indian guide was leading out the cavalry and they were looking for some buffalo to feed the men, and the Indian got off his horse and got down on the ground and put his ear to the ground and he listened and he said, buffalo are near. And the colonel said, how do you know that? He said, I got manure in my ear. Yeah, I know, it's an old joke. Hey, it was funny in the 5th grade. It may still be funny now. Georgia boy, Tommy Carpenter, thanks for coming. Hope you get a big buck tomorrow. I'm going to be pretty picky, Tommy. I've already killed one, And CDCD, Sportsman's Warehouse, had primers. There you go, guys. Go get them. I'm going to be pretty picky tomorrow. I've already killed the biggest buck I've ever seen in my life this year. And I'm hoping my son gets one of the 2 bucks that are running around here at 8 point. I've showed y'all pictures of that. There's another 9 point, not much bigger, running around. I'm hoping he gets a crack at either one of those tomorrow. And if he don't and the neighbors don't, then next year they'll be even bigger. So we're live.
Talking about me?
We're talking. I'm telling them what you're going to try to kill tomorrow.
9 point?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So,
Crazy.
All right. Thanks, man. My boy just got home from work. He's the closing manager, so he has to count the money and lock the doors and turn off the lights. And so anyways, we shot our guns today, and I'm hoping he gets one of them. I'm going down on the river, and we have some land down there that's about 3 miles south of where I live. It's right on the Arkansas River. And these deer up here, I feed them. I put in food plots. I give them corn. I give them nut grub. I put out salt. I put cameras up. I can tell you which deer was here last year, if he lived through the winter. But down on the river, man, it's a free-for-all. You never know what's going to come in down there. So I'm going to go down there and hope something bigger than what I've got on camera shows up. Really, that's all I'm really looking to do. Let's see here. Missing some. I'll make my answers a little shorter. If you got a question, a smart aleck remark, a comment, you just want to brag on my striking good looks, all that is permissible. Hey, Georgia boy, good to see you. It's late out in Georgia, man. Thanks for staying up with us. One of the guys got a 14 point. That's awesome, Ozzy. They're thinking. Do you wear hunter's orange when you hunt in style in state? Yes, I do. I wear hunter's orange. You're required to wear an orange hat. I'm going to wear this one. This is my Vortex hat. And I'll wear an orange vest tomorrow. Eating groundhog? No. Well, 8 years of Biden, we may all be eating groundhog. If it was in Texas and I owned ACC crappie sticks, I'd be on Lake Fort in the morning. Yeah, crappie fishing is really tempting, PC. Hi from West Virginia. Thanks for stopping by, Sarge. Thanks for coming in from Ohio, Ramsey. I shot a groundhog, but I left the meat out overnight. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'd leave it out for a week, and it wouldn't improve anything. Maybe something else would eat it. Let's see here. Well, let's see. Homestead Oss, man, I don't know what time is it right now in Australia. Good day to you, sir. Roy, thanks for coming by. Did you ever cook catfish stew? No. Bake catfish a half a dozen ways, and stew's never been one of them. I may put it in some gumbo, though. Is your loincloth orange? No. It's beaver fur. Anyone from Michigan? No, they're all still voting for Biden, Ozzy. Where's everyone from? New Mexico. I'm in Arkansas, as you may well know. The hat is camo. It's orange camo, which is legal. Used to live in Russellville, Arkansas, now in Tennessee. Let's see here. Bohemian Hunting Club. Hey, man, thanks for coming by. Yeah, it's deer camp at the house. I used to go off to deer camp, and then I'd see big bucks on my camera while I was gone, so I started staying here. It's 1 p.m. All right, 1 p.m. in Australia. Thanks for letting me know that. Now I'll know y'all are how far apart we are. Preacher was serious. Hey, cool. When you tag out, let's go fish. James, believe me, bud, if I punch a buck tag, I'll be ready to get in the boat. What we need to do is we need to go jugging. That's what really needs to happen. Edmond, Oklahoma, A. Moore. All right. That's close. High is in PA. Hong Kong. Ponies from Florida, California. Oh, my stars. We got somebody living behind communist lines. Yeah, I think so. I think hunting from the house, I really like it. Used to, I would go South Arkansas to deer camp and shoot little bucks. Come back here and find people been walking in front of my camera trespassing. So I'm like, I'm just staying here. So for the last probably 8 or 9 years, I've hunted here on deer season. I've taken my son a few times because you see more deer in South Arkansas. And I know you guys, you look at my game camera videos sometimes and you're like, he's got all kinds of deer. Really, I don't. I got the same 7 does, maybe 9 does. There's 2 that kind of show up every once in a while. And I've got really right now about 3 bucks running around. Now, you never know when something different may come through, but right now there's 3 bucks and 7 to 9 does. And when you go to South Arkansas, you got more land. It's thick paper company land, and you see a lot more deer down there than you do here. I've hunted here, hunted whole week, never saw deer, even when things were good. But it's getting better. It's getting better. Hello, Uncle Jim. We can't jug in Michigan. Man, you should move to America. It's really nice down here. Dan Crafton, thanks for coming by. Northeast Oklahoma. I preach up there sometimes around Pryor. It's been a few years, but I'll probably end up back up in Pryor one of these days, preaching for my good friend Derek. We are allowed 3 lines per person, and jug lines are not allowed. Wow. Western Kentucky, thanks for stopping by. Let's see here. Y'all, if y'all don't watch Bohemian Hunting Club, that channel is basically me, but located in Texas, but better than me. I mean, those guys do great. They do great bullet penetration videos. And if I lived anywhere near them guys, we'd be friends, I like those guys. From Afton, Oklahoma. Let's see here. Is there anything else? Do you have CWD around you, preacher? They say we do. They say we do have CWD around us. We are in the CWD zone. Used to Arkansas for, I guess, dating back to about 98, I think was the first or second year. They put a 3-point rule where most of the state had to have 3 points on one side to be a legal deer. And that was really good for the first few years. Nobody shot spikes anymore. Used to, I'm just growing up. If I saw a deer and he had 2 inches of hardened antler, I pulled the trigger. I didn't think twice. So we quit shooting spikes. We quit shooting 3 points and forked horns. And we let a lot of legal bucks go because we couldn't see their eye guard or we couldn't be for sure. And so for the first few years, all of a sudden we were like, man, everybody was killing really good deer. And so we went from most people killing a 6-point or a little small 8-point to all of a sudden everybody was killing a 15-inch 8-point. And it wasn't uncommon anymore. And so I was like, man, this 3-point rule is great. And then we started ending up with these weird deer. And I've got one here on my place. And if I see it and it's later in gun season, I may put my tag on it. If my son sees it, I hope he kills it. It is a 3-point. And it has one spike that's probably 12 inches tall. And then he's got like a fork on the other side that's a little bit shorter. And his horns are straight up and down. He's at least 2.5 years old. He had the same shape horns last year. His horns are literally 3 inches apart at the base, and they're 3 inches apart at the tips. And so you end up with these freaky deer who don't have enough points to be legal, and they live like 3 or 4 years with these weird racks. They're just like a big giant 3-point or a big giant 4-point. And so you get a few of those weird deer. And anyways, we got the CWD. They pulled all that away. Now we don't have point restrictions. So I would say a lot of guys have gotten used to shooting, decent bucks, and they're not going to go back to that. So anyways, did I miss anything? Pryor Creek. Yep. Right up there. Pryor, Oklahoma, right on Pryor Creek. Ground check and a nice 9-point. I love it. Thanks for the follows, preacher. Hey, man, I enjoy your channel. I watch about every video y'all put out. But like I said, my internet's so bad, trying to comment, trying to watch it on a PC, it's just different. So now I should be able to do things a little better. All right. Any other questions for me before I start rambling? Alexander Steele, incredible. The Zach stereotype of a Trump supporter. Hey, shoe fits, you have to wear it. This is pretty much my life, and that's who I voted for. And who knows? If we can ever get the Biden guys to quit voting, we might pull it off. Who knows? Who knows? But if we don't, then Biden will be my president, and I'll be a good American citizen and carry on and hope for the best. And in 4 years, vote for somebody different. It's just the way it is. Deer had a vaccine shot. I would like to dart some. I think that would be great, Jim. I wish they would give me a vaccine and just say, preacher, dart as many as you can. And that would be awesome videos. Just darting deer, just shooting them in the butt, watching them take off. That'd be good. What's your favorite woods animal besides deer? I used to bear hunt a lot. I've killed 3 bears. I wouldn't kill another one unless he was biting my arm off. It's just too much work. Skinning a 300-pound possum is not fun any way you slice it. So I like to squirrel hunt. If you want to talk about small game, I really enjoy that. I used to coyote hunt a lot, a whole lot. And we used to have a lot more coyotes, but the coyote numbers around here have gone down the last couple of years, and you don't see as many, and therefore I don't kill as many. So I'm also going to do some duck hunting this year. I've got some ponds that I've built blinds on that always hold a few ducks. I don't think we're going to go out and get 6-man limits or nothing, but I think we can kill a few ducks this year. I want to kill some ducks because I want to do some duck catch, clean, and cook videos because I like cooking duck, and I want to make duck sausage. So that's one of my things. And I want Winchester Model 70 to come over one day if he's still watching. I want Winchester Model 70 to come over one day and go on a little pond duck hunt with me, and I'll let him know when I got a bunch hitting a pond, and he and I go over and whack some like we used to do back in the early 90s. I think that'd be fun. You seem at least a decent fellow. Well, look, here's the thing, Alexander, I'm a Christian, so that requires me to be kind to my fellow man. That's not a begrudging thing like, oh, I have to be nice to other people. I do that as an example to other people. I do that as a service to the Lord Jesus Christ. I do that because I think it's the least I can do for what God has done to me. So if Christians act like Christians, we don't get called hypocrites, and people actually go, you know what, I don't agree with what you believe, but you do seem like a nice, honest person. And that's what I'm trying to convey to society. So, yeah, I hope people see me that way, even though I'm conservative. And look, I don't think Donald Trump's the end all be all, but from my perspective, he was the best option I had. I didn't vote for him in the primaries when he ran in 2016, but most of Americans did on my side of the aisle. So he was my best option. I can honestly say I haven't been terribly disappointed in his policies, but I wouldn't pick him for my Sunday school teacher under any circumstances. I wouldn't leave him alone with my wife under any circumstances. But my real concern is, where does he stand on guns? Where does he stand on religious liberty? Where does he stand on individual freedom? Where does he stand on taxes? And for me, hey, he seems to be closest to me. Sounds like a plan, preacher. Awesome. I'm going to hit you up, and we're going to go do it. I'm excited about that, Richie. I learned about duck bacon. Hey, Pat, thanks for stopping by. 243, anyone? That's what I'll be hunting with tomorrow. There are a bear to drag. Yes, they are. Let's see here. Did I miss any things? I like to kill coyotes. I do not like to eat coyotes. That's because you're a dead eye at 400 yards. Yeah, right. I had a flock of geese flying low over my house at 2 this morning. Noisy. Man, they can get noisy. And when it starts getting cold, I'll tell you something. You talk about geese flying over. The night I killed that big buck was the first day I heard geese fly over. And usually when you hear geese flying over in my part of Arkansas, I'm on the western edge, when you hear geese flying over, that means a cold front is pushing that group of geese from up north. And usually when you got a cold front like that coming in, you got deer moving. So I was actually texting a buddy of mine, and I'm like, got geese flying over, man, get ready. And he was like, yeah, I think they're flying over me. He's hunting south of me. He's like, I think they're flying over me now. And I'm like, when geese fly high, deer going to die. That's an old saying that we've always used here. And usually if you've got geese flying over, it's prime time to go hunting, because that means it's getting cold. Let's see here. Am I missing any smart remarks? Thanks, Winchester. That's my perspective on Trump. I'm not a rabid Trump supporter. The Canadian geese are on their way down. Sorry. When I saw the snow on your chickens the other day at the Cow Emporium, I'm like, man, winter comes early for you guys. And but honestly, I'm built like a polar seal. I could live up north. I rarely ever get cold. I tell people I've only been cold once, and I really enjoyed it. And so I could live up north. Two things keep me here. My wife, she likes living here, and the church I pastor. I love being the pastor of the church, and I'm attached to those people. And if the Lord ever said, hey, I need you to go somewhere else, I'd do it, but it would be hard. About to go ground checking some night hogs. So gonna say good night. Y'all have a good one. If you don't, say bye. I'm catching the wagon out. All right. See you guys. Bohemian Hunting Club. Love those guys. They're a whole lot like me, really. I get a good chuckle out of a lot of what they do. And if you're not following them, you ought to. 243 is a good gun. Don't mess up too much meat. I like it. About half the deer I shoot drop with it. The other half don't go too far. And so I really do. Georgia voice says, I got a buzzard flying over my house. That's probably because you've been killing stuff. But no, the 243, I hunted with 30-06 for years. I got it for graduation. I'll always have that 30-06. I did a video one time where I traded a 30-06 for a 22-250. It's really one of my most popular videos, and people just like 30-06 forever, 30-06 for eternity, and you're an idiot. And I'm like, guys, I still have a 30-06. I just don't need two of them collecting dust. And so anyways, but when I switched over to the 243, I bought it for coyote hunting. And I've owned a couple of 243s over the years, but I bought the Tika T3 Lite because my uncle Grady, he just kept going on and on about how much he loved his. I thought, oh, I'm going to get me one. So I got me one, and I killed a coyote with it, and I started killing a bunch of coyotes with it, and it was so accurate. I had so much confidence. It was light, it felt good in my hand. I pulled up, I was right on point, and I'm like, man, this is working out great. So I was like, I need to get some deer loads. And so I remember shooting I think it was a 7-point down on the river. It's the first deer I ever killed with it. And I shot it. It mule kicked and took off running. I shot, and it started stumbling, and it kept running. And I shot again, and it fell over. And I was like, I guess I hit it the first and the last shot. I got down there, and I hit it all 3 times. And that was a really, really tank body deer. And it went about 60 yards. Now I shot it 3 times, but man, I'm of the opinion, if you shoot at a deer and it's running and you can keep shooting, you shoot till it doesn't get back up. I've lost a few deer thinking you hit them good. So after that, I was like, well, man, if it's going to take 3 shots to drop them, I don't know if I want to do this. Well, the next 3 or 4 deer I shot all just plopped. I mean, belly flopped. And I'm like, I don't know how it does this, but I shoot the 100-grain bullets. That first deer I shot with 75-grain bullets. When I went to the 100-grain bullets, deer just started dropping. And I'm not in Canada. I'm not shooting 320-pound whitetails. But in Arkansas, 243, man, for most deer, really does a good job. My wife and grands would go move to Idaho, Roy. Idaho's a little rugged. South Dakota's a little open for me. Montana, could probably find a real happy medium in Montana. Kyle Lusk is here. Hey, Kyle, thanks for coming by. Thanks for stopping in on us. No 308 love here. I had a 308 once, missed the biggest buck of my life with it at 250 yards. Had no confidence in it after that. Had a hard time getting that gun to find ammo that gun liked, and traded it off. Got the 30-06 Kimber, traded it off. Got the 7 Remington Model 7 22-250. Love that gun. Probably have it forever. Idaho's pretty much lost. Californians are taking over. Hunting and fishing and camping almost unenjoyable now. Crazy expensive too. I'm selling my house for monopoly money and moving south. Guys, I said the reason I'm here is because my wife and my church, but really, let me give you reason number 3 why I live in the South. It's the people. They're nice. I mean, we all have our California transplants that move out here, New England transplants, people that say they're fleeing communism, then they want to come down here and communize us. But in all seriousness, you're going to have people migrating from places where liberal policies haven't worked and they're trying to find freedom. And they're going, even though they're wanting to move somewhere where there's freedom, they're going to bring some of that baggage with them, because that's the only life they've ever known. But in the South, we've got something to offer that you don't have in the North, and it's called Southern hospitality. We're actually known for it. And people are friendly. People you don't know, they wave at you. And people move here and they're like, people are waving at me. They don't even know who I am. I'm like, well, we all wave at each other. And they don't understand that. So I think something you need to keep in mind when you talk about living South. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, in summer we have a few mosquitoes, and yeah, we got snakes and ticks and chiggers, but the people are friendly, and that means a lot. Good neighbors can make where you live or bust where you live. Man, I'm from the real Northeast Oklahoma. If you go by the church I'm filling in 5 minutes, you're in Kansas. Oh, yeah. Well, we've got some people in our church, Dan, that are from up in that area, right there in extreme Northeast Oklahoma. I'm trying to remember the little town they're from. I can't think of it. It slipped my mind. It's not far from Baxter Springs, actually. It's not far from Miami. I can't think of it, though. Anyways, Kyle loves the 308. Well, you're military. Weiss rifles, a Model 7 and 243. I like the Model 7 rifle, just to be honest with you. North South Dakota probably has the best governor. You're right. Hey, look, my wife and I went on a vacation during the summer, back during COVID. We went to Yellowstone and Glacier and back. And it was weird because every state had their own little quirky rules about motels and motel breakfasts and masks and restaurants. And so we go into a restaurant in Montana, and there's signs that say must wear a mask, and you walk in, nobody has a mask on. And I'm like, do you have to wear a mask or no in Montana? And they were like, well, our stupid governor said you had to, but none of us are wearing them. I was like, awesome. And but you go to a motel and you stay the night and you get up in the morning and you want that motel waffle, and no, you get a bottle of water and a package of crackers, because that would spread corona if you had a waffle. So South Dakota, they served you breakfast in the mornings. I mean, like no big deal. Serve a hot breakfast and biscuits and eggs and sausage and gravy. I mean, I was like, man, South Dakota's all right. Restaurants are all open. It's just like normal. And then you get in Wyoming or Montana or Nebraska. It's all different, And I knew a certain barbecue place I wanted to eat at, and it was eat in your car only. I'm like, I don't do drive-in barbecue. And so that was out. So there were some perks to it. The motels were real cheap. The parks were darn near empty. And but the dining was a little sketchy. So we had to pack a pretty good ice chest. But all in all, a real good trip. Real good time to go. I went and saw Uncle Jim during the COVID as well. And that was a really good trip. Funny thing was, when I went to see Uncle Jim, they give you a bottle of water and a package of crackers for breakfast. It was like these to-go lunch, little brown lunch sacks. When you go to Colorado, You could go in and make your own waffle, make pancakes, have biscuits, have toast, but you couldn't have bacon, eggs, or sausage. Those three things were COVID carriers, and those were barred in the motel lobby. I mean, just weird stuff like that. Just silly little rules. It just kind of make you scratch your head. Real American Air Gun Hobbies channel. Y'all make me want a 243. All I can say is shame on you for not having one already. Congrats on the internet. Thanks, Kyle. 243 and a 708. Can't argue against either one of those. I live in more open country. 243 is a little better for me, Richard. It's not quite just the South. It's just further away from the West. Uncle John, you know, the West, I think they call it Minnesota nice. They're not bad people. They're just a little standoffish. Yes, Amore, it's Quapaw. That's the town I was trying to think of. Dan, it's in Quapaw. You're right. You guessed it too. That's where they are from. My song leader and his wife are actually from Quapaw. Sure enough. Sweet, sweet people. Some of my closest friends. 308 is just subpar. 30-06 in my opinion. Yep. I shot it for years. 243, 708, and a 350 Legend. There you go. A gun you have to work on, and loads are finicky. Sounds like a great idea, Tim. 308 price. Depends on the load. Shot a deer last year with my 308 rifle. Hey, I'm not anti-308. I'm just happy with what I got. 577, 450. 765 Argentine and 765 Smith Rubin, Tim. There you go. That's some. Bet you can get those rounds at Walmart. That's hilarious, Pat. Well, guys, we've been going at it 42 minutes. Let me ask you this. I'm on vacation all week. I probably won't hunt on Sunday. I've just kind of, the last few years, I've just kind of made it a habit of at least not hunting on Sunday morning. And I don't know if I'll hunt Sunday morning. That matter of fact, they were actually kind of talking about rain tomorrow at one time. And I don't know if that's still the case, but let me take a look at the weather. I've got the whole week off. And if I kill a buck, yeah, they're saying the rain's supposed to start. Thunderstorms about 2. Oh, that's PM. What in the world? That's. Oh, hang on here. Yeah, chance of rain in the morning. Yeah, looking like pretty good rain. Looking like it's going to rain all day. Thunderstorms in the afternoon. Okay. Tomorrow may be a wash. But what I was trying to say, for I was so rudely distracted by my phone, and that happens a lot. What I was going to say is, if I kill a buck this week, especially earlier in the week, I'm going to have some time off. Is there any particular video you'd like to see? Cooking videos. I've got some hickory logs laid up out here that I need to cut up and split for firewood. Some I need to. I'm going to make some log furniture. Not nothing fancy. I mean, it's not like I'm going to carve an eagle's head or nothing. But I wanted to like cut down a log and then cut into it, kind of make like a bench, like a stool with a backrest in it, you know. So I was going to try to do that. I split some logs, and I was going to try to carve some hickory, like spatulas and wooden spoons and stuff. I don't know if y'all be interested in seeing any of that. I know if I kill a buck, you know, first half of the week, I will go fishing with the basketball ref later in the week. Might even go trout fishing or jugging or something like that. So if there's a particular video or a subject, my raised bed garden back here needs to be rebuilt. I need to do that. I don't know if that's something anybody'd want to see. But there's stuff that I need to do. If there's stuff that you want to see, you just have to ask, and I'll try to accommodate, you know, if it's within reason. You're not going to see me in my beaver skin loincloth, so don't ask. So let's see here. Yep, tomorrow's going to be wet. I was afraid of that, Tim. But I'm going to put Coleman in my stand, so he'll have a roof and walls, and he should be in good shape. Last time I hunted on a Sunday, I had my first kidney stone attack. Wow, Roy. And hey, look, I'm not a Sabbatarian, guys. You know, if you hunt on Sunday, that's okay. I've hunted on Sunday most of my life. It's just the last few years. I'm not saying I wouldn't hunt on a Sunday. It's just the last few years I've kind of taken that day off, you know, and I may do that at least in the morning for sure. Sunday morning, I'll probably go to church with one of my friends or something. Beaver pelt, please. Do you make jerky? That would be a good video. Yes, I do make jerky. I have a jerky video, but it's really old. That was probably one of the first videos I did. And I'm sure I could do it better. Most of the jerky I make, though, if that's Glenn or Annette, I make it out of ground deer meat, and I make 5-pound batches at a time. My Cabela's dehydrator will hold two 5-pound batches, and I have 2 5-pound batches in the freezer. So yeah, I'll probably make some jerky this week, and that's a good idea. I'll do an updated ground jerky video. Suppressor vid with the subs. If I have time to load some subs, Jim, I will do that. I've got some of Kyle's 203 grain cast bullets. I'll see how they do. And I've got some I think I've got some 180 grain jacketed bullets over here that I could load. And that's a good idea. Preacher spatula. Kyle gives that an upvote. Uncle John, all the above. Bacon wrapped backstrap in a cast iron skillet. I want to see that with grilled onions. Pat, why don't you just come down and I'll fix that, and you and I'll sit out on the front porch and eat it. Man, that would be great. And I have thought about that too. I've got some backstrap in there and some bacon, and I wanted to butterfly it. I did this a couple years ago, and I haven't done it since, and it was really good. Your backstrap's just a long tubular piece of meat. I started cutting about an inch off the table, and I just cut and kind of unrolled it. And when I unrolled it, it was like a jelly donut, or like a Swiss cake roll. So I had this backstrap laid out like this, like a pumpkin roll. And I smeared cream cheese in there, and I put sliced jalapenos all in there. And then I rolled it back up, and then I wrapped it in bacon, and then I put it on the grill. And that cream cheese just melted into all that meat. And then you cut it. It was like a pumpkin roll. It had the little swirl of cream cheese and peppers in it and the crispy bacon. That was probably some of the best grilled backstrap I've ever had. And I'll probably do something along those lines. Now, look, guys, if I don't kill a deer, if I don't see a decent buck or nothing that makes me want to pull the trigger, I'll probably hunt all week and just do some of this stuff. But I want to try to turn out a video a day. That's my goal. I'd like to see you bull ride. I love your sense of humor, James Pollard. I don't want to see me bull ride. Even if I got the 8 seconds, I'd be scared to get off. Yeah. Me and big livestock, I don't move that well anymore. And I don't bounce like I used to. I just kind of splat at this weight. Want to see Preacher on a mini bike. I don't have one, but I got a nice side-by-side. I'll try to put that in a few videos just for you, Jim. I want to see you rebuild your garden. I'll do that. If I have time, I will do those videos, even if I have to do them a few weeks later. Hickory smoked venison. Yes, Sarge. I think I can turn that out. Squirrel hunt with Papaw. Probably not going to squirrel hunt until deer season's over. I don't want to jump my deer and run them out because Coleman's hunting them. And really the best squirrel woods I got is where Coleman will be deer hunting at. So might sit out on the porch and pop some off there, though. I got a few that are raiding the bird feeder. Yeah, no, I'm not doing any videos in the beaver loincloth. My crazy uncle one time had a back of him and my dad went to the Northwest Territory and hunted woodland bison. They're like bigger than plains buffalo. If you've seen a buffalo like at Yellowstone, these are 25% bigger, weight-wise, height, everything. They're just huge. They have to be to survive up there in Northwest Territory of Canada. wasn't Arctic circle, it was the Northwest Territory of Canada. But anyways, they hunted them on frozen lakes off snowmobiles in the winter. And the hair on them is just massively thick. So anyways, my uncle puts one time and got a picture like caveman with a stick and just a buffalo like toga looking thing. And man, that picture made rounds. And he's like, I should have never let that one get out of my phone. And so I know what would happen if I did beaver loincloth. I'd be an instant Facebook meme, Instagram meme. Yeah, that ain't never gonna happen. Sounds amazing. Yeah, I was raised that Sunday is a day off. Has that changed? It's not. Here's my view on that, John. You ask a theological question, I'll give you a theological answer. Jesus Christ, one of his titles is the Lord of the Sabbath. And so when we are saved, we are Christians, we rest in Christ. And so the Sabbath is not mandatory for the Christian unless you're a Seventh-day Adventist or a any other kind of Old Testament law-keeping Christians. But those people don't eat ham. They don't eat shellfish. They keep the Old Testament dietary laws. I believe all that was done away with in Christ. So I can eat catfish. I can eat ham. I can eat bacon. And I don't have to do nothing on Sunday. That's my personal conviction. But sometimes I choose to worship the Lord instead of hunt, even though I'm on vacation and someone's preaching for me and I'm free to hunt. It's just a personal preference. How about a barbecue backstrap? It's a good idea. We need to finish building the fence around my chicken coop. You can come help me and video that if you want ideas. Thanks in advance. Well, that probably ain't going to happen because I'm going to have to do some chicken coop changes myself. You know, I've got the chickens in the chicken tractor and you pull them around. And in the summer, that's great because the grass is growing. In the winter, the grass ain't growing. I haven't mowed my yard since probably 1st of October. Well, hang on. This is just now. I hadn't mowed my yard since the middle of September. The grass just ain't growing. And so what happens is that in a day, the chickens have scratched all the dead. You just got dirt. So what I've got is like dirt track going around my yard, and there's no grass growing back because nothing's growing right now. So probably what I'm going to have to do is park the chicken tractor and build them some kind of a run, a permanent place. Chico Wise, thanks for coming by, man. It's good to see you on the Georgia shooting chat. Modern Mountain Man, hey, brother, it's good to see you. I really enjoy following you on Instagram. Love a lot of the pictures you put up, especially your kids. Cracks me up sometimes. Bacon wrap backstrap sounds awesome. All right, guys, I'll do bacon wrap backstrap if I have time. If I kill a deer, I'll just take a fresh one. That way I won't have to thaw out one of the ones I just put in there a couple weeks ago. Moved them into the barn for the winter. I wish I had a barn. I'd put them in. Actually, I've got a ton of barns. There's none of them close to my house. How about do a chicken racing video? I tell you what, I did a chicken tomahawking video today. I've got 2 roosters in that chicken tractor that I move around. One of them's white and black, and one of them's kind of a yellowish golden white and black. And the yellowish golden rooster just does his business. You know, he watches his hens. He keeps them around. One of them gets out of line and runs off. He calls them back. He does a good job. The white rooster, he's kind of the more dominant rooster. I've seen them fight, and I've seen each one of them win a fight or two. But I think the white rooster is a little bigger. And but the problem is he's turned mean. And he don't come at you when you're looking at him. He comes at you when you turn around to dump the water dish out, or when you lean over to unlatch the bottom of the gate. He'll come up, and I mean, I've had him fly up as high as my chest. And so what I started doing was I tried to kick him, but he would stay just out of kicking range. You know, kicking is easy when it's waist high, but you're trying to kick something off the ground. It's like a football. You got to be close to it. And I never could really kick him, so I started carrying one of them big plastic garden rakes, you know, the big like leaf rake style. And so he come running up behind me, and when he come up in the air, man, I just rolled him with that leaf rake, and that worked for about 3 days. About 3 days, he didn't, and we were letting them out every day, letting them run the yard, and get bugs and stuff, scratch around. So I'm out there, I'm going to round them up, and I'm getting all the chickens in, I'm trying to get them all in the door, and he comes up behind me again and tries to do it again. I hit him with a rake. That worked for about 3 days. Well, I was putting them up today, and I didn't have the rake, I had a hoe. And I thought, well, I'll just hit him with this hoe if he comes after me. I didn't think he would, but sure enough, I was walking across the yard and I heard him running, and I turned around and caught him mid-stride, and I hit him with that hoe, and I swung it like it was the leaf rake, and the leaf rake catches a lot of air and doesn't really hurt the chicken, but the hoe, I hit him pretty hard. And I don't regret hitting him hard, because I'm here to tell you, if hitting him with a hoe don't work, I'm going to kill him, because I'm not going to have a rooster I can't turn my back on. And so, and he does it to my wife too. So I rolled him, and he took off running, and he really looked hurt this time. And so anyways, I said, I wasn't too worried about it. I'm like, so the other rooster started whipping him when he got back in the pen. And I thought, well, he may be a little sore and can't fight like he should. And so I had to go in and get the yellowish rooster off the white rooster. And anyways, yeah, if he don't quit attacking us, he's going to end up dead. So what have I missed here? I've been talking quite a while, telling chicken stories. Chicken racing, cool. Bacon, everything. Happy deer season, preacher. Good. You have any doves in the freezer? Cook them. I don't shoot doves much anymore. Haven't in a long time. I like you floating coop. It works great in the summer, John. How about chicken chasing? Video on making bread and butter pickles. I'm not a baker. I don't have anything to make pickles out of right now. Are you a racist? Do you like black people? Yes. I have a number of black friends. Many of the people that live near me are black. And we've eaten in their home, and they've eaten in ours. I've preached in their church. They've attended ours. I take them much of the stuff out of my garden. We're really good friends. We had 2 mean roosters till the wife had it and took their heads off. That's what's going to happen to this white one. Hey, Mark's here. I want to publicly thank you for helping me do the electric in my new house. He works for barbecue and listens to me bellyache. No roosters. Stop encouraging my smart, beautiful wife. I did help Mark figure out some wiring problems in his new house. Mark's one of my good friends. I would have done it for free, but he lives right next to a great legendary barbecue place. So I said I would do it for a barbecue sandwich. Dutch oven, I got it right behind me. I will do some Dutch oven cooking when I start cleaning limbs out, cutting some wood. I'm assuming you've asked the "Are you racist?" question since I last answered, but the answer is no, I'm not racist. Time to make chicken and dumplings. Mean roosters go to the pot. Yep. Buttermilk and flour and hot grease. Hey, are you racist? Do you like black people? Okay, good to know. I'm black and I subbed. Yeah, I don't have a problem with black people. Why would you ask me if I didn't like black people? Was it the Trump flag? Is that why I get labeled as racist? I'm asking sincerely because I don't have a racist bone in my body. My daughter had to put a hit out on our rooster. The white one, he's beautiful, but he can't keep hitting you. And it's one thing if he wants to come up and man up and go one-on-one, I kick him right in the chest. But he'll walk around and act like he's not interested. And then all of a sudden, when you ain't looking, he runs up and jumps in the air. When you turn around, he's about chest high. So, no, I don't think he's a spammer. I think, guys, what happens is people see a Trump flag and they assume you're racist. I mean, that's happened to me on other videos where you've seen the Trump 2020 flag in the background. I instantly get labeled a racist, and I'm not. And but if you want to judge me by that, and that's what you want to call me, You know, I watch Chico Wise's channel and I enjoy it. I consider him a friend, and if I was in Georgia, I'd look him up and buy him a barbecue sandwich. I want to raise chickens to eat. What's the best eating variety, Mr. Davis? I've never done that. Um, I have found it's better to catch chickens on sale for 69 cents a pound, and just buy them in the store already processed as it is to pour feed into them and then clean them. And one thing about chickens, we've cleaned a bunch of the roosters that we hatched that we didn't want, and we didn't pluck them. We just skin them. And man, chickens, if you really got to leave that skin on them to get them tender. And how did your pepper sauce turn out, Chico? I'm gonna tell you something. If you will send me your mailing address to Pastor Harold at att.net. If you will send me your mailing address, I'll send you a bottle and you can try it out for yourself. How about that? 2 guys came and hooked up the internet today. I gave them a gospel track. I wanted to talk to them about Jesus and explain to them why I believed in him. And I gave them a little booklet to read. And but people don't want your religion. But I found if you ask them, hey, you guys like hot sauce? Oh man, we love hot sauce. I make hot sauce. No kidding. Yeah. And I said, if you'll read this book, I'll give you boys a bottle of my homemade hot sauce. I made 48 bottles of hot sauce. Or maybe it's 40 bottles. I don't remember. And I've got some more fermenting. So, Chico, send me your mailing address, Pastor Harold, Pastor, not pastor, like put me out to pastor, but Pastor Harold, Harold, at att.net. And I'll send you a bottle and you let me know what you think. Cheap chickens taste the best. Well, they pump them full of steroids, man. They grow so fast. My in-laws, when I met my wife, we were dating, they raised chickens, and they would get chicks in, and in 7 weeks, they would send chickens out. And those chickens would weigh 6.5 to 7.5 pounds in 7 weeks. Man, that is a fine-tuned diet. To get a chicken to go that big. All right. Best eaten chicken original recipe. Yes, sir. I like Popeyes myself, especially the spicy, but I'm not above eating the kernels either. Matter of fact, I've never really had any chicken I didn't like, and that's probably why I'm a preacher. You know what's funny? I didn't like chicken until I became a preacher. True story. When I first started preaching, that was in my sermon. I was arguing with God. I said, I can't be a preacher. I barely graduated high school. I don't even own a suit. And I don't even like fried chicken. And my answer was, don't worry about all that. We can fix all that. I never got the education. I still don't wear a suit. But one thing that did change is I like fried chicken now and eat it regularly. I like garlic chicken already cooked at Walmart. Hey, I'm a Christian as well. Good. Sound more like a juggernaut. Preacher is good people. I consider him a friend. And I can tell you a lot about a person, the way they treat complete strangers. Well, thank you, Chico. I'm going to tell you, next time I'm down around Atlanta, I'm probably going to look you up. And we're going to go get something to eat. You can bring your boy with you, and we'll get something really hot, because you said he likes hot stuff. Pastor Harold, yeah, you could totally see that. Hey, man. That's how dumb I was when I first started preaching, pastoring a church. I'd have to write up. I'd have to do like bulletins and stuff, and print them up. And I just relied so heavily on spell check because I couldn't spell nothing. And so we'd have a visiting preacher, and I'd say, we're thrilled to have pastor. And it wouldn't be pastor. It'd be pastor. And people were always laughing at my spelling errors. And I mean, if there was 2 spellings and spell check didn't catch it, man, I was in trouble. I wore a dictionary out for a few years. Fried chicken comes with a calling. There you have it from a fellow preacher. Popeyes last Friday. You know, I'm holding off on Popeyes, and here's why. They've closed all their all their dining rooms. It's drive-through only. And I just hate eating my car. I hate having to get it and take it home. I live a long ways from town. You know, it's 30 minutes time I get home to eat it. Or I take it to my office, and then I'm sitting at my desk getting my hands all greasy. And so until Popeyes opens up the dining room, same way with Chick-fil-A. Man, I love Chick-fil-A for breakfast. They got the best bacon and egg sausage or sausage egg biscuit. I love Chick-fil-A sausage egg biscuit. But till they open up the dining room, I'm not eating there. Not eating there. Need to go to Biggin's barbecue. I've heard it's good. I've seen your video, Kyle. Look good. So I think the Lord's second coming is soon. And these are the signs. I believe everything points to the Lord's return. But keep in mind, the apostles expected the imminent return of the Lord. And so, he could come today or he could come another 6,000 years from now. The main thing is to be ready. And if you're serving the Lord, you won't be ashamed when he shows up. So, it's not so much we need to figure out the day and get ready when nobody exactly knows the day. And the Bible says no one can know the day, but we can know the times. And so the clearest and best advice I can give you as a preacher is this: be ready for the Lord's return. And if he comes today, you'll be in good shape. If he comes next year, you'll still be in good shape. If he don't come and you die, you'll still be in good shape. So Paul said the Lord's return is soon, and he's coming to reward them and all of them that love his appearing. And my analogy on that is this: when I had been doing something wrong, the thing I did not want to hear was the garage door opening, because that meant my dad was coming home. And that meant that my mother was going to say, your son has been doing this, this, and this, and you need to go and correct him. But if I was a good boy and I had done my homework and I'd done my chores, when the garage door opened, I said, Daddy's home. And a lot of people who claim to believe in God are going to be a little bit shocked and want to go hide when the Lord returns, when they hear that garage door open. And so my advice to you, sir, is just be ready for his return. Restaurants are open there. Maybe I should vacation in Texas. They're open here. It's got to wear a mask, but the fast food places aren't opening. And that's what's so frustrating. As a matter of fact, 6-shooter, they may have some of these down around your area. I ate at one in the panhandle of Texas. It was called, I think it was like Golden Chick. I think it was called Golden Chick. I don't know if it's a West Coast thing or maybe it was Golden something else, but it was kind of like a chicken place, but you could also get catfish and stuff like that. And I thought it was really good. I ate there coming back from Uncle Jim's in the Texas Panhandle. If anybody's ever had that, let me know. I don't know where the nearest one to me, I guess, would be somewhere out towards Dumas, Texas, or I don't think it was Dumas, Deer Heart, Texas, somewhere out there. If you're close to Augusta, I'll take you to Scotty's. All right, Roy. Chicken minis. Never heard of it. The Lord's second return. Everything's kind of jumping around on me. Give me just a second. We don't have those places up here. PNW. Just KF. All right. Paul was my favorite apostle. Golden crust. Golden chicken have on Edmund. I think it's golden chicken. It's not golden crust. I think it's golden chicken. I really liked it. They kind of had, and they had this like little zesty sauce in there. And they had like spicy chicken and regular chicken. And then they had catfish. And it seemed like they had like some Cajun stuff, like you could get jambalaya. And of course, when you're eating fast food and you've got further to drive and you're in the Texas Panhandle and there ain't nothing out there but windmills and bathrooms are few and far between, you don't want to get real carried away getting fast food Cajun, okay? Just take a little pro tip from the preacher. You don't want to eat fast food Cajun when you're in a desolate place. They got them west of me. Okay. Chester fried. We have Chester fried here. That's what the grocery stores sell. Chick-fil-A minis. Yeah, those are good. I'm kind of afraid of the second coming because of my age and all the opportunities I would miss out on, but his reward is much better. Yeah, you really have to look at things from a heavenly perspective. If you look at them from an earthly perspective, you're leaving a lot behind. If you look at them from a heavenly perspective, you're gaining everything, and everything here is moral anyways and will not last. It's all corrupt. None of it here is made to last. Chicken talk's making me hungry. Well, one of the few things preachers can talk about is the Bible and chicken, and I mean that's just kind of mandatory calling. How about some practical theology videos? I'll probably do some of those, but it'll be on the Lee Creek Baptist channel. I have another YouTube channel where I used to put up sermons and some videos, and I'll probably will get back to doing some of that. So I'll try to keep this preacher's day off and not try to blend the two. And here's why. If I do a lot of preaching, people don't want to hear it, and I get that. And so what I'm going to try to do here are the things that interest me on my day off and my hobbies and interests. And if you want to know who I am, you can go to a website called Sermon Audio, and you can type in Lee Creek Baptist Church, and I have 1,000 sermons, audio sermons on there, a few video sermons on there. So, I mean, my beliefs, my teaching, my preaching ministry, that is well throughout. I also operate a podcast with another preacher called the Patriot Pastors Podcast. And you can find us on iTunes and Spotify and anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find the Patriot Pastors Podcast. And so I do a lot of that, Mr. Ingram, and another area, and I'll try to keep this separate. That's just my intention. So it's out there if you want to catch it. And I think you know how to find that. Got that reloader. I see the Ram, the 2400 on the bench. How do you like it? It seems to be a little dirty. No, it doesn't. It doesn't seem to be dirty. That was some other ammo I was shooting. I really like it in my 300 blackout. So far, it's shot good with 165 grain Remington core locks, 14.5 grains, and 165 grain core locks. I tried it in my 357. I never really found a good combination for my Ruger M77 357 Magnum. And I haven't tried it in the pistols yet. Slim chickens too. Yeah, slim chickens. We got a slim chicken in Fort Smith. I'm going to tell you what, they got the best cayenne ranch dipping sauce you'll ever put in your mouth. Man, I love slim chickens. We got a Raising Cane's here too. That's pretty good. But I'd really... it and Slims are pretty close, and I eat Slims all the time. I don't ever go to Raising Cane's. Brookshire Brothers grocery store. Yeah. No Chinese food in the Bible. That's hilarious. No Chinese food in the Bible. I need to find that podcast. Patriot Pastors Podcast, man, you'd enjoy it. We talk about politics, and we talk about the mask mandates and church and COVID quarantine, and we've talked about presidential debates. And matter of fact, the last one was just me kind of talking about what I plan to do in the days ahead. So, but yeah, my fellow pastor is Wade Lentz. He's also an Arkansas pastor, and I don't want to mispronounce your name, but is it enormous? I hate to just keep calling you hey, but I appreciate you telling your friends that need to be saved. I do take serious the evangelism of the lost. We have a lot of Mediterranean rotisserie chicken places around here, medium-sized birds cut in half on a bed of peel-off rice. Man, Pat, that sounds like something I could eat. I love a rotisserie chicken. I love a chicken any way you cut it, man. I even love a cat, as long as you dress it up and treat it like you cooked it as chicken. Don't ask me how I know I ate that. Your handle needs to be saved. You chronoed that 30-31 load with a 100-grain bullet? I have, and I don't remember what they were. I want to say it was 2,800 feet per second out of my Tika. The funny thing was I had a standard deviation, or I had a extreme spread of like 7 feet per second. I mean, it was unreal. I shot like 5 shots. They were 7 feet per second apart. And my brother was just blown away. We had one of those magneto things, that you strap on the barrel, kind of like you see Johnny's Reloading Bench use. My brother had one of those. And that was the only time I chronoed it. I've tried to chrono them since, and I couldn't get the chronograph to work. Then I would take the chronograph out with other stuff, and it did work. But my brother's magneto speed was probably the best, and I didn't write any of that down. It seemed like somebody drove up at the shell pit where we were shooting, and we had to run them off or something. Testing 2400 in your 303 British. I didn't think about it being a powder for that. Shooter's word powder was a very dirty one. Yes, I agree with that. But the price is right. Thanks for what you do. God bless. By the way, Slims for the win. Yes, you're right about that. Found your podcast channel. I mean, if you guys want to hear politics and preaching or politics from preachers, that would be the thing that I get you, Uncle Jim. You get me. That's good. Ever spatchcocked a grilled chicken? I did. I saw Stephen Reichlin back before we had good internet. Well, even decent internet. I watched a lot of PBS on the weekends, like the Create channel, and sometimes they would do like all day barbecue, and they would have that Stephen Reichlin, which is kind of like a barbecue guru. Anyway, Stephen Reichlin was spatchcocking chicken, cutting the backbones out and laying them flat and grilling them. And I did that, and I made some of that white Alabama sauce out of vinegar, mayonnaise, and salt and pepper like they make at Big Bob Gibson's. And it was top shelf. It was good stuff. That was probably some of the best grilled chicken I've ever had. I load 708 with 30-31 and everything else. Hey, Georgia boy, I'm the apostle of 30-31. I've loaded it in 22, 250, 223, 243, 308, 30-06. Seems like I'm missing one in there that I've loaded with 30-31. And that's what I'll be carrying in my brass tomorrow. It'll be 32 grains of 30-31 behind a 100-grain spear soft point, Botel soft point. What's the name again of the podcast? The Patriotic Pastors Podcast. Patriotic Pastors Podcast. If you see the logo, it'll be like a kind of a colonial-looking preacher with a little collar on. Man, somewhere around here. Okay. Oh. Here we go. The podcast button looks just like this. See that? When you see that, that's our logo, or our thumbnail, or our button, or whatever you call that on a podcast. That might help you find it if you're looking through there. Often imitated, never duplicated. Patriot Pastors Podcast. Okay. Bone-in wings. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what year the communists invented boneless wings, but they did it to weaken American fortitude. And I'm a bone-in guy. How long have you been preaching? I started preaching in 2006. I was 31. Yep. And I've been at my current church since November of 2007. So this month, actually, I think it's week after next, will be exactly 13 years of the current church that I pastor. Bone in all day. I agree. Would it be okay to pod link to Johnny's Reloading Bench Discord for folks to check out? I don't even know what you said, but yeah, I'm okay with anything Johnny's Reloading Bench. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about, but you're not going to bother me. I like Johnny. I sent him some bullets to load back when he was working with 223. And I emailed him and I was like, hey, I got a whole bunch of these bullets on sale and I'll send you 100 to try. I think they were like zombie bullets. Yeah. I think they were the little 50 or 55 grain Hornady, the green tip zombie bullets are like a VMAX or an AMAX or something like that. Anyways, I caught them at Cabela's and they were on sale. Maybe they were on clearance. And I bought like a 500 box. So I sent him this email and I said, hey, I got a bunch of oddball 223 bullets if you want them. He never said nothing back. And I was like, man, I'm trying to give the guy some bullets and he's not even interested. And then about like 3 months later, he goes, hey, man, I just saw your message. I don't know how I overlooked that. I watch your channel. I like what you're doing. Yeah, I always take free bullets. And he gave me his address. And so I sent him a bunch. And I didn't think any more about it. Like another 6 months went by. And then I got on my channel one day, and I think I had like, I don't know, 1,200 subscribers or something. I got on my channel one day, and I looked, and I was like, 2,000 subscribers. Well, Johnny had said, all of you need to go over and watch Preacher's Day Off. And like, I gained like, I don't remember, 500 or 800 subscribers in like 3 days. And that really, really helped people kind of figure out who I was and what I did. And I really appreciate Johnny for doing that. Made a lot of good friends off there. Anyways, all right. Looks like the questions have kind of died down. We've been going at it for an hour and 22 minutes. And this old boy's got to get up early in the morning because I've got to drop my son off and get him up in the stand. And then I've got to get on down to the river, which is 3 more miles. And it's supposed to be raining. And I ain't got a window in the front of that side by side or a roof. And I may have to get out the swimming goggles. I'll probably get in a truck. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll get a little break in the rain. I don't know if it's going to be straight rain or what. But anyways, I got to get up early. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really enjoy. This is what I enjoy the most about YouTube is the comments, the interaction. And I appreciate you guys. If I was just making these videos and there were no comments, if I was just making these videos and there were no way for me to interact with you, it wouldn't be fun. It'd just be like, hey, here's what I know how to do, or here's what I'm doing today. I do it, and then I anticipate, man, Georgia boy's going to get on here and say this. Uncle Jim's going to get on here and say this, or, something like that. And so sometimes I kind of do things just because I know what you people like, and I know what kind of trips your trigger and pushes your buttons and gets a response out of you. And so that's why I enjoy doing it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to try to do a video every day. Obviously, if it's pouring rain tomorrow all day, I'll probably be sitting right here behind me, reloading some subsonic 300 blackout. And, or I might be making jerky, depending on how long it takes to thaw out my 5-pound block of ground deer. I'd really like to kill a deer this week and use fresh and save that frozen. Either way, I've got plenty of video opportunities. I've got good internet. There's no excuse for me not to be able to upload videos on a regular basis. So thanks for tuning in. Let's end it here. And all you guys, if you're hunting tomorrow, I hope you all kill a great big one. And if you're not hunting tomorrow, I hope you're getting ready to go hunting. And if you don't hunt, I hope you do whatever you enjoy doing tomorrow. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Really, really enjoy it. Appreciate all of you. And Ozark left you a bucket of brass. Yeah, Ozark. That brass never made it. That got to his house and never left, Pat. All right, guys. Good night. Y'all have a good evening. Enjoy your Saturday tomorrow.